Live from Williams Gymnasium in Anacortes, Washington, it's Seahawk basketball.
Good evening and welcome to Williams Gymnasium here at Anacortes High School. This exciting boys basketball matchup between the homestanding Anacortes Seahawks and the visiting Stanwood Spartans. I am Luke Taylor alongside Dave Wilder. Dave, I'm filling in for Lou tonight. I'll do my best.
All right.
We send our condolences there to Lou. Hopefully he gets well soon. But the task at hand here, Dave, we've got a great basketball matchup. First game of the season for the Seahawks, coming off a fourth-place 2A finish last year at the state tournament. The Seahawks kick off against another team that might be just as accomplished as they are, a fifth-place finish in the 3A state tournament last year for Stanwood, their second game of the season. Let's lay it all out there real quick for our viewers tonight, what we're going to see in this matchup.
Yeah, you bet. So Stanwood, what do we say, 31 and
the senior class for Stanwood is 31-1 in conference play throughout their high school career.
That's unreal. That's unreal. So, and the senior class for Anacortes had pretty good success too,
well,
but not like that. So, and this Stanwood team, remember, beat Rainier Beach and Seattle Prep both at the state tournament last year to get that fifth place finish. So, they will be a tough matchup. I saw them play against Linden in their opener the other night. Linden, of course, as we all know, is a very tough team every year. And they ended up beating Linden after being down 10 at one point. And what you're going to see out of Stanwood is they run a lot of either man defense or 1-2-2 defense. And number 33, Nate Coomer, Coach Semp calls him a gnat, and that's not a negative thing. He is around the ball constantly, trying to get in your grill all the time, take the ball away. So hopefully we can get him into foul trouble.
Okay.
That would be good.
So the best defense is just getting him off the court there.
That would be awesome, yes.
So again, this is an AHS Live broadcast presented by the Anacortes High School Broadcast Club. And first one of the season, Dave, again, tip-off here for the Seahawks. As we said, Stanwood's already played a game. Anacortes did play a jamboree last week. How much does that do, I guess, to get the cobwebs off, shake off the rust? What kind of Anacortes team are we going to see tonight, being that it's their first game of the year?
I think we're going to see a pretty motivated team. There's a lot of seniors on this team. They've had a long-standing rivalry with Stanwood since about 5th grade all the way through the AAU ranks. For a couple years in high school, they didn't get to play them. Then last year, they lost to them by 10. And so I think you're going to see a pretty motivated group coming out here. And really for the Seahawks, that jamboree was to just get out and play against someone else for a little bit, because they would have had 16 practices without seeing anyone else had they not done the jamboree. And they went their 10-minute quarters. They went 1-1. They lost a game to 3A Shorecrest, and then they beat 3A Linwood. And competed well in both of them. So I think we're going to see a pretty good game out of these guys tonight. We're definitely going to see a good season, but the first game is, can go one way or the other usually, and it can be really bad or really good, and I think it'll be a really good one for the Hawks tonight. Practices have looked good. They look really strong. They don't have quite the depth they had last year as far as the number of people, but the depth they do have is very talented.
Well, that's the big question this year. Okay, how do you replace Derek Vance, the man with the dribbles, and then how do you replace Jesse Keltner? Not just the player, but the energy he brings to the court. Both those guys graduated. That's probably got to be the task at hand for Coach Brett Semp this season.
You bet. Jesse Keltner is almost irreplaceable as far as his athleticism. You don't see athletes like that in Anacortes on the basketball floor very often. But you do have Jacob South, who is not nearly as athletic as Jesse as far as the hops and all that, but he is big and strong and does not get pushed around down low whatsoever. And at point guard, you've got Tristan Lowry and or Court Semp, who is really getting his first full look at varsity this year. He was on the bench all year last year, but didn't play much. He is a junior now, and I watched him all summer, and he looked phenomenal. He's really improved his game. So they should be good, and then you always have Tyler Bluen can bring the ball up the floor if necessary too. So they're in good shape ball handling wise this year.
And I would imagine that the difference a year makes. Last year at this time coming into the season, you had Tyler Bluen in concussion protocol. Jacob South was out with a separated shoulder. Peyton Beener, one of the reserves on the bench, had a broken bone in his foot. Tristan Lowry was out with a knee injury. All those guys came into this season healthy. That's got to make a big difference leading into the season and hitting the ground running for the Seahawks.
No doubt. Yeah, the Seahawks out of the gate last year injuries were killing them. How they were winning some of the games they won early on last year was pretty amazing, because they have really struggled with injuries. But this year, fortunately, the guys that play football made it through football safely. So that bodes well for basketball, to have a healthy football season and then come into basketball. And it just makes it a little easier to get things going for the basketball season. And, you know, they have a backup post now this year. You know, last year it was between Jesse and Jacob basically covering the post. Now they have Thomas Dillon, who played JV last year. He's 6'7", and he's had to play against... Dwayne Jedlinski, sorry. Dwayne can shoot well, and then of course Evan Rodriguez is back again and is a great shooter. So the Hawks are very fortunate right now. The program's in good shape, and they continue to be able to compete each year in what I feel is the toughest 2A conference in the entire state. So.
And let's look at Stanwood for a second. Stanwood graduated, I believe, their 6 top scorers from last year's squad, but they bring back 8 seniors. 8 out of their 10 varsity roster guys are seniors.
Yes.
And as you said, they're 31-1.
Yeah.
Since those guys have been freshmen in conference play. They took home a trophy last year. In fact, in the state tournament, their only loss was to Nathan Hale, the nation's #1 ranked team.
Correct.
They're pretty good, too.
They're very good. And like I said, I saw them at Linden the other night. You know, they have their bad moments like any other team, but overall, most teams can't come back from 10 down against Linden late in the third quarter, and they pulled it off. That tells you a lot about those seniors, because they're getting the bulk of the playing time, and you know, they've been playing together so long. I've coached against this group when I coached our seniors when they were younger. I've coached against these guys, and they've been good the whole time. It's just they happen to have a heck of a class in front of them, and so they didn't get as much varsity playing time, but they were always at the varsity practices.
Right.
And they still got varsity minutes last year. So you're going to see a pretty solid team here. This is a heck of a game to start your season with.
Yeah.
So
very exciting matchup. Again, you're watching Anacortes High School boys basketball on AHS Live. Thanks for joining us tonight. I am Luke Taylor alongside Dave Wilder. I'm filling in for Lou D'Amelio tonight. Before we get to the starters here, Dave, real quick, Dave's difference makers, who's got to be the guys that get it done for both teams tonight?
You bet. Well, for Stanwood, it's going to have to be Coomer. They've got other good players, but Coomer is the guy that's going to make the difference. If he's causing turnovers, which he was doing against Linden, they have a pretty darn good shot of winning this game. The difference maker really for the Seahawks isn't one individual. It's really everyone, but I'll kind of pick on the guards a bit. We can't turn the ball over. This is a team that I watched them against Linden. They get layup after layup after layup off of turnovers. That's not very hard work once you've got the turnover to just lay the ball in. We got to make them work for their buckets tonight. So the guards are just going to have to take good care of the ball, be patient against this 1-2-2. It's not something you see very often. So it's something, but you know, coaches have them prepared for it. So the guards just got to make sure not to turn it over. So between Court Semp, Tristan Lowry, and Tyler Bluen, they're going to have to be the ones that get the job done and take care of the ball for the Hawks tonight.
And to your point, Dave, last year in Westco play, Stanwood averaged over 80 points a game. They led the conference. They also led the conference in scoring defense at under 49 points a game. They were outscoring their league opponents by 31 points a game last year. As you mentioned, they're going to turn you over. They're going to score quick. I guess that's their MO for tonight.
It is, and you know, we only lost to them by 10 and held them to 59. We held their lowest point total the whole year before they got to the state tournament, and we were missing 2 starters in that game. So that's why this is such a huge matchup here. Both these teams are good, and then you got the coaching thing. Coaches played college against each other at every community college. They're good friends. but they're both extremely competitive, so they've both got their teams ready to go.
And both of these guys have been doing it for about a decade at their respective schools.
Yep.
Well, Dave, let's get right into it. The starting lineups are being announced. You've got the starters there. I've got them if you need them. And
You bet.
tell us who's going to start this matchup tonight, open the season up for the Seahawks.
Well, for the Seahawks, it's going to be senior Tyler Bluen, senior Tristan Lowry, senior Evan Rodriguez, junior Court Semp, and senior Jacob South. So 4 seniors out of the 5 starters here.
And there you go. One of your difference makers, Court Semp, the junior, is going to get some big minutes tonight.
These are the most minutes he's going to have played varsity, not counting the summer ball stuff, which is important, but it's not the same level as
You're not taking on Stanwood every game of the summer.
Right.
Okay.
And then for Stanwood, you have junior Mitch Jones. You also have senior Matt Vale, senior Carl DeBoer. He is their best shooter, by the way, number 11. Best outside shooter, I should say. And then number 33, Nate Coomer, who I think will be the difference maker for them. And then their point guard, number 40, Trig DeBoer, who's a decent shooter, but not quite as good as his twin brother. So, but a good ball handler.
Stanwood will be in their away grays, Anacortes in the white with some purple trim. Anacortes coached by Brett Semp. He seems like he's been doing this forever.
I know.
They were 12-0 last year in league, went 22-3 overall, 4th place in the 2A state tournament. Stanwood, coached by Zach Ward, he's been doing this for a decade at Stanwood. They are 1-0 on the season. Anacortes, this is their first matchup. We'll take a quick break here. We'll pause for the national anthem, and we'll be back. We'll have tip-off. It's Anacortes against Stanwood. You're watching AHS Live, presented by the Anacortes High School Broadcast Club. Back in 2 minutes. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe the band. And then, Mason, whenever you want to come back, we'll be ready.
Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. An attitude of good sportsmanship should be held by all spectators, players, and coaches, no matter what their personal life, twos, and feelings may be in this competition.
And welcome back to Williams Gymnasium here at Anacortes High School. Luke Taylor alongside Dave Wilder bringing you this tip-off from Anacortes High School. The Seahawks, as you see in front of you there in the white with the purple trim, taking on the 1-0 Stanwood Spartans wearing the gray jerseys. Looks like it'll be Matt Vale to tip against Jacob South. And again, what an exciting matchup tonight to kick off the season. At the Seahawks, both these teams took home trophies last year, Dave, at their respective state tournaments. That's the goal for both these teams again this year, is to take home trophies, if not the golden ball. And there's tip-off underway, won by the Seahawks, and junior Court Semp will take it up the court, up to Tyler Blue and early. He's going to attack the right side, straight to the rim and blocked from behind. I believe a foul call, though, Dave. Nice take there by Tyler to start the year.
First person,
Stanwood that you want to watch out for. And, so you got him in foul trouble right out of the gate.
So it'll be Bluen at the line, shooting 2. First one goes in. First point of the year for the Seahawks. Tyler Bluen, of course, the standout on the football team this year, had over 700 receiving yards. Second one is good for Tyler. And a guy who's really elevated his game the past 2 seasons, is no longer playing second fiddle to Tristan Lowry and Jacob South. He is an integral part of this team. So Anacortes looks like they'll start the year in the 2-3 zone. Stanwood will try to pass around it. Ball goes inside now, back outside to DeBaron. Dribbles in, loses the handle. Ball comes right back to him, and now there's a scrum for it on the ground. Jump ball, and that'll be possession arrow to the Stanwood Spartans. So good start early right now for the Seahawks, Dave.
Tyler Bluen making the difference on both ends right out of the gate here. Gets an easy drive, grabs the foul, and now gets on the floor and for the dead ball, and forces the jump ball there.
The Seahawks lead 2-0 early, 7:30 left in the first quarter play. Inbounds pass gets tipped by Lowry. Back out now to the Spartans. And again, they'll try to attack that zone, and too much there on the pass. First turnover of the season created by Brett Simp's 2-3 zone defense. Again, good start for the Seahawks.
A lot of people think he's crazy sometimes for not being man-to-man, but he's proven that the 2-3 zone works very well as long as you coach him to that. So.
Okay. Maybe having some technical difficulties with our mics here. We'll try to work through it. Here's we go through the first quarter. Tyler Bluen for 3 now. Nice pass from Jacob South. Give the big man an assist. Bluen's got all 5 early. Anacortes leads 5-0.
Not often you're going to hear assist from South. That's a good thing.
Stanwood again trying to attack the zone. Shot off the mark that time. Rebounded down low. Blocked away. It was Mitch Jones. Ball comes right back to him. Now he throws the ball out of bounds. Another turnover forced by the Seahawks. Seahawks take it back up the court now. Foul called. Second one of the period for Stanwood. Dave, let's give that microphone a test. You got anything coming through there? Good, Dave. We'll work through this technical difficulty here. 5-0, Anacortes leads. 2 minutes gone in the first quarter of play. Stanwood just content to dribble around this 2-3 zone defense of the Seahawks. There's Trigdebor outside. Toss it off to Carl. Trig and Carl up top. Court Semp, nice defense. 11 to shoot on the shot clock for Stanwood. Ball inside, tipped away, last touched by the Seahawks. Test it. Okay, Dave, try your mic again there. Okay, so we've lost Dave here for the time being on his microphone. We'll try to keep it here. 5:44 left in the first quarter of play. Anacortes still leads 5-0. Evan Rodriguez will spot up from 3. That looks good. It is good. Swish. And Stanwood will take a timeout. We'll take a break here. Anacortes leads 8-0 early. We'll be back after this with more boys basketball on AHS Live. So let's see here. We got some.
If we change it to here, I think they have to know in the booth that we changed it to there so they can.
What about now, Dave?
Test.
Kind of picking you up there. Try it again.
Test.
Now you are. Okay. You guys picking up Dave at all?
Test.
A little. Okay. And we're back here live in Williams Gymnasium. Anacortes leads 8-0 early over Stanwood. Great start to the season for the Seahawks. And Stanwood has no answer for the 2-3 zone. There you go, ball inside that time. Jones misses at the cup. Rebounded by South, and the Seahawks will push the ball back up the floor. There's Tristan Lowry, fresh haircut and all, gets caught airborne, tosses the ball, goes out of bounds. Turnover for the Hawks. So again, Stanwood's gone the first 3 minutes of this game, has not scored. They trailed into the second half against Linden on Monday night, but used a 28-2 third and fourth quarter run to take control of that game. They ended up beating the Linden 63-58, so slow starts. Nothing new for the Spartans. We'll see how they respond here. Down by 8. Anacortes flexing the zone defense. 10 on the shot clock here. Long-range three-pointer in and out for Stanwood. They still can't buy a bucket. Rebound to South, pushes it up to Lowry. Lowry, no-look pass into the middle, intercepted, no, tipped back to Tyler Blue, and he attacks the rim. Floater won't go in. South, manhandle for the rebound. Ball's loose on the ground.
Test.
We're picking Dave up there. And finally a shot will go in for Stanwood. Two-pointer there, and they are on the board. That was Coomer. His first bucket of the game. Anacortes leads 8-2. Dave, are you back with us now?
I'm hoping so.
I can hear you.
Outstanding.
Hopefully everybody else can. There's Tristan Lowry, deep three off the front rim. South again is just being manhandled down low.
Yeah.
Going to be a team rebound to Stanwood. Physicality for Stanwood down low right now. That's obviously in their game plan, Dave.
Oh, no doubt about it. Every year they are a very physical team, and with Jacob South in there, though, that kind of takes that away. And even when Thomas Dillon comes in, we'll find the same thing.
Three-pointer there on the mark for Stanwood, and that'll get him right back into the game.
And that's their best shooter I was talking about, number 11, Carl DeBoer.
Okay, Carl DeBoer with a three-pointer. 5-8 now. Anacortes leads.
Nice kick.
There's an open three for Bluen. That's good. Tyler Bluen, 8 points thus far. Anacortes leads 11-5.
Wow, nice reverse pass there by Tristan Lowry to get it to Tyler wide open down towards the corner there.
So again, Stanwood hasn't had a lot of opportunities against this zone. Down low, ball is tipped. Last touch by Jacob South. I like the way Jacob's been active early. Gone 5 minutes here without subbing, and he looks like he's got plenty of energy tonight.
Well, he's come in the best shape he's ever come in. So kudos to him and the football staff. It's the best shape he's ever come in out of football this year. So
South tipped another ball out. Actually gets caught by Stan with threes off the mark. Karam out to three. That is going to be the Bear again for three. And it's a three-point fest early. Ball stolen away on the inbound by Stanwood. Ball's off the rim. Last touched by the Seahawks. And I think that was Nate Coomer, the Nat there, who got in and stole that ball.
That was definitely Coomer, and that's the kind of stuff you don't want to let him do because it gets Stanwood rolling, and fortunately they didn't get an easy lay-in out of it.
Ball thrown into the backcourt. Coach Ward for the Spartans barking out some orders. 2:44 left to play in the first quarter, what's turned out to be an exciting opening stanza. Anacortes went out to an 8-0 lead, but Stanwood has answered back. Now they'll be patient against the zone. A few turnovers early, maybe some jitters. Long-range three-pointer off the mark, but a foul called against Bluen, and that will send Trig DeBoer to the line, shooting three, I believe, Dave?
Yeah, that'll be a three. He boxed out for the rebound, and the problem is you always want to box out hard, but if you put your arms backwards like Tyler did, even if you don't touch him, it's an automatic call from a ref at any level that I've ever seen. If he just keeps his hands out and backs into him, they usually won't call it.
So they're saying it was after the shot on the floor, Dave, so no free throws.
Good deal.
They'll just be possession to Stanwood. That's Tyler Bluen's first foul of the game.
We got a couple subs for the Seahawks. Thomas Dillon for Jacob South and Peyton Beener for Tristan Lowry.
Let's see Beener there. Ball thrown away, was not touched by the Seahawks, and it will be another turnover. Beener, again, last year missed a lot of the season, had ankle problems.
Right.
He's had some shoulder issues throughout the football season, but it looks, as you said, just about as healthy as he's ever been coming into a season. He missed a sophomore campaign with a broken leg as well. So.
Right. Yeah, and that was a freak play when he broke his leg. I'll never forget that. But, yeah, he's looked real good in practice, so I'm excited to see how he does. He puts that one up there.
Just off the mark, going to hustle after the rebound. Can't quite get it. That's what he brings to the table, though, a lot of energy. And the ball thrown away. Last touch by Dillon of the Seahawks. As you mentioned, you got the big 6'7" senior, Thomas Dillon. And you said it, he's got the slight frame, but he's a tall kid.
Yeah.
I've seen him working hard in the weight room, and it's just his body type. He's a tough guy down low. He's getting an opportunity tonight.
You bet, yep. And I think you'll see him do pretty well this year. He'll surprise a lot of people, I think, especially the opposing teams.
Beener went for the interception there, couldn't quite get it. Ball brought into the front court by Stanwood. Ball thrown away now. Another turnover, I believe the 5th of the game for Stanwood. Anacortes still leads 11-8. Rodriguez brings up the court over to Beener on the wing. Picked up his dribble, and now back to Rodriguez. Step back three-pointer for Evan, just off the mark. And there's a guy in the last few years, Dave, who's really improved his outside shooting.
Oh, yeah. And he's a heck of a rebounder, too. He barely gets off the floor when he shoots. It's kind of weird, but when he goes to rebound, he's so high in the air. I didn't think he could jump till I saw him rebound, so.
A turnover in the backcourt by the Spartans will give Anacortes possession again with 1:30 to play in the first quarter. Beener with the ball swiped out of his hand, but back out to Rodriguez now. And ball again kicked away. Last touch by the Spartans. And we're seeing some of that energy now. Carson Bickford into the game for Stanwood. A couple other guys, some fresh bodies. The pace of the game has quickened, although no points on the scoreboard. There's Rodriguez again from outside. Assist to Bluen. Rodriguez with another 3, his second of the game.
Well, right now, Tyler Bluen and Evan Rodriguez with all of the Seahawks, 14 points between the two of them.
A senior-laden team for the Seahawks. How are they going to replace one of their primary ball handlers from last year? How are they going to replace one of their primary posts from last year? One of the top posts really in this region last season. They're doing just fine so far, Dave.
Top post that's also playing well at Everett Community College so far this year. He is starting down there, matter of fact, with 3 Stanwood players from last year's Stanwood
really?
team.
Okay.
And so, okay.
This will send Trey Austin to the line. He'll be shooting 2. Foul goes against Tristan Lowry.
Dwayne Jedlinski checks in for Evan Rodriguez here.
And Dave, a disappointing end to Tristan Lowry's football career. He injured that leg and then had to sit out the remainder of the season with mononucleosis. The doctor said he couldn't play.
Right.
And but he looks to be back at full strength now and picking up where he left off.
Yeah, his conditioning's not where he likes it to be yet, but it will get there. That mononucleosis can really take away your conditioning levels for a bit.
Bluen picks up the dribble, back out to Jedlinski. This is a guy, Jedlinski, he goes to the hoop and gets fouled that the coaches have been talking about for the last 2 years. Wasn't quite ready for the varsity limelight last year, but this year, coming off the bench, they expect big things from Dwayne.
No doubt. I saw him all through spring, summer, and fall, and watched him just get better each of those seasons. And he has definitely worked hard to earn this opportunity that he's got this year.
He's listed at 5'11". He's 6'3" if you count the hair, though.
Right.
So
yeah, he's got the kid and play stuff going on. So.
Pass down to Dillon. Tough bucket down low. Thomas Dillon muscling up. Assist to Jedlinski. Anacortes leads 16-9. 15 seconds left in the first quarter of play.
And that bucket, Luke, is kind of what I was talking about Thomas's capabilities when it gets physical. He was getting beat up down there, and he's still able to go up and put it in.
It's difficult to be that tall, that long, and control your body when guys are all over the top of you.
Right.
5 seconds left in the quarter. Stanwood looking for a shot. Three-pointer on the way for the Spartans, off the mark, and that will end the first quarter of play. Anacortes leads 16-9. We'll take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with more boys basketball on AHS Live after this break.
Go a few blocks into Old Town Anacortes and you'll find Dad's Diner. With breakfast and lunch served all day, you'll definitely find the perfect meal. All of their food is prepared fresh each day, from the delicious house salad with salmon to the savory BLT. Dad's Diner, open Tuesday through Sunday, is located on Commercial between 9th and 10th Street. Come on down and grab a bite.
Kennelly Keys Music in Anacortes is your one-stop shop for all your musical needs. As a full-service music retailer, Kennelly Keys offers everything from sales and rentals to music lessons and repairs. Whatever you need, Kennelly Keys Music has you covered. Visit our website at KennellyKeysMusic.com, Follow us on Facebook or stop by the store and speak with our knowledgeable staff. And make sure to check out our new music hall, Kennelly Keys Music, located at 1904 Commercial Avenue in Anacortes.
And back here live in Williams Gymnasium, Anacortes Seahawks lead the visiting Stanwood Spartans 16-9 after a quarter of play. Hot start shooting-wise, Dave, for the Seahawks, showing no rust from the 9-month offseason.
It appears that with their 15 practices they've got, or whatever it is now, that they've definitely been working on their shots.
Stanwood now kind of extending the zone defense, kind of, as you said, kind of a 1-2-2.
It looks like they might have went to a 2-3, which you don't see from them very often.
Okay. Flummoxing right now the Seahawks, so as you mentioned, maybe something a little different. The Seahawks weren't prepared for it, but they adjust. Beener goes to the lane, can't get it to go. Rebound, long rebound now to Stanwood, and they will run it out. That's Bickford. Picks up the dribble, drags his foot, doesn't get called. Over to DeBoer. Inside, nice pass, nice find, 2 points. Basket for the Spartans. That'll be number 5, Garrett Larson.
Yeah, it's a tough bucket there for the Hawks to give up. Backside defense wasn't quite where it needed to be.
DeBoer, on the assist. Jedlinski dribbles into the front court. Long three-pointer for Lowry, and that is pure. Lowry's on the board. Jedlinski, his second assist of the night. And that is the 5th Anacortes three-pointer tonight. They break the press, does Stanwood. Fouled inside by Lowry. That'll be a second, and I believe that'll send Tristan Lowry to the bench.
I would assume so, as we see Court Semp come up off the bench. It looks like Jacob South is also checking back in. That'll most likely be for Thomas Dillon. It is. Nice job by Thomas there, giving Jacob a breather, and did a great job. Got a bucket, got a rebound, played some nice defense also.
Anacortes will take a timeout. We'll stay here. Anacortes leads 19-11. 7 minutes left in the second quarter of play. Big minutes there for Thomas Dillon. We talked about the Seahawks maybe not having quite the depth they had last season or in seasons past, but you know, if you can count on guys like Dillon, Jedlinski, Semp obviously was a starter tonight, but we've seen Beener off the bench already. That's 8 deep, maybe 9 deep. That's pretty good for a 2A school.
It is, yeah. I mean, they were able to consistently go 9 deep last year, and they probably will be able to this year. It's just without seeing a game, you never know. Especially with Dwayne coming off the bench. Peyton, I'm very confident in. Thomas, I'm very confident in. You know, Court is starting, but you know, you never know what to expect from Dwayne. He's never been on the varsity floor until this year, not even for 5 seconds of garbage time, you know. So far in the couple minutes he's been out there, he's doing what I was hoping he would do, but it's nice to see it actually come to fruition here in the first game.
Stanwood breaks the huddle here. It looks like it'll be Austin, DeBoer, Larson. At the line is Bickford shooting 2. And Coomer will round out the 5 for Stanwood.
I don't think Tyler Blowen has taken a break yet for the Hawks other than the timeouts and the end of the quarter break. I think he's been on the floor the whole game so far.
Which is an interesting point because in football he was the second leading play, accumulated the second most plays on the football team this season. Very rarely came off the field.
Right, between offense and defense both, right?
Both free throws go in, and it is a 19-13 advantage now for the Seahawks.
Now we see that 1-2-2 press out of Stanwood here. They'll take that into the half court. Nice pass.
Well, Anacortes had a plan for it. Jedlinski, though, trapped underneath. He's got to kick the ball out. Open 3 now for Beener. That one rattles around, doesn't go in. South with the rebound. He is fouled.
Yeah. Should be on number 2, Carson Bickford. Yeah.
And that'll send South to the line, shooting 2. Of course, Jacob's going to continue his athletic career next season on the gridiron. With several offers in.
All D1 too, the ones he's got going right now. It's pretty amazing.
And what we've heard from coaches, and his parents have heard from coaches, and he's heard from coaches, is that they couldn't be happier that he plays multiple sports. They understand the athleticism that brings to the court, the coordination he needs to not only play basketball and baseball, and just the time commitment, the dedication it takes to be good in 3 of those crafts. And so the scouts have raved about Jacob South. It's 2 home there.
Dustin and Terry South should be very proud. So. I shouldn't say should be. I know they are. So.
DeBoer handling things, gets it down low inside. Foul called. Beener looked like he stripped. He picked Garrett Larson's pocket, so he got some on the wrist. That'll be a foul on Peyton Beener.
First personal foul, 4th team foul.
Peyton's first personal. I missed a foul somewhere. They said that's the 4th team. I've only got 3, so we'll try to figure that out.
Larson inside, pieces that one off of the rim, and it goes in. Garrett Larson for 2. He's got 4 points now. Anacortes leads 21-15. Stanwood looking to sub in some players here at the next break. Beener into the lane, up top. Nice hands by South. Can't get that one to go. Ball is touched. Last touched by the Spartans. It will be a team rebound for the Seahawks, and here come those Stanwood substitutions.
Checking in for Stanwood.
Getting Carl DeBoer, Mitch Jones, and Matt Bale back into the game. Evan Rodriguez will check in for the Seahawks for Dave.
Jadolinsky had some extensive run there.
Did a nice job. Didn't turn the ball over. Played good D. That's really all they need out of him. When he scores, it's a bonus.
Anacortes is the set play. Nice touch pass there. That was Rodriguez to South. South puts it home for 2. Nice set play that time for the Seahawks. So was that Beener with the assist?
That was Beener with the assist, correct.
Yeah.
Nice defense.
There you go. Mitch Jones, better offense though. His first 2 points of the game. Bustles up Jacob South. How about that battle? There's a couple big bodies down low.
Right, yeah. Mitch Jones, a big, strong kid. I've been watching him a long time for youth basketball also, and always been a good ball player.
South extends it out to the wing now. Rodriguez thought about the 3. He's trapped in the corner. Bounce pass out to Senf. He goes over to Bluen, wide open 3. That's in. Tyler Bluen, 3rd 3-pointer of the night. Assist to Court Senf. Seahawks lead 26-17.
It's 11 for Bluen now, Luke.
Boy, the guy who averaged double digits last season. 3-pointer now for Stanwood, off the mark, rebounded by Rodriguez down low. Somehow he stayed in bounds.
Yeah.
Gets the ball up to Senf. Rodriguez trapped into the corner. Ball is tipped out of bounds. Last touch. We're going to get a foul call.
That'll be on Nate Coomer, actually. That'll be his 2nd.
Okay. And that was one of your keys to the game, is somehow getting Coomer out of the game.
That looks like Lowry's going to check in for Peyton Beener. We'll see if it's 7 for Coomer. Looks like he's going to let him go for 2 fouls with 4:56 left.
So Coomer stays in. 5th team foul for the Spartans. Ball gets thrown across the court to Courtson. Picks up the dribble now. Over to Rodriguez for 3. He's got one off the mark. A little too long. Tipped back up by Court. Now Bluen attacks the rack. There's a foul.
That's another foul on Coomer, Luke.
There you go. And there's a you're talking about they need to get Nate Coomer out of the game. I'm sure the coaches have told them, hey, if you have him one-on-one, take him to the rack. Let's make this guy forced to foul us here.
Yeah, you'll see Tyler go on the attack, and I'll be fair to Coomer. I don't know if that's a foul, but once Tyler tripped, even though it was not intentional, the refs kind of have to call it at that point, I think.
So Coomer now out of the game with 3 fouls. Anacortes puts the ball into the backcourt. Bluen now for 3. He's wide open. He hits it again.
Unreal.
Tyler Bluen unconscious right now. He's got 4 3-pointers to start the game.
He's perfect from the field tonight. He's 4 for 4, all 3s, and then a couple free throws also. And look at him go strong to the hoop. Well, there's his first miss. They jinxed him.
Comes up short there. Anacortes leads by 12. Ball goes to Jones down low. Mitch Jones shoots up to his ball. He's got another 2-pointer.
Nice swat there by Tristan Lowry, but it went right to Jones, and he was able to play.
Hey, how you doing?
Over to Bluen now. Anacortes being pretty patient against the Stanwood defense.
Go to work, Jacob South. Oh, wow.
What a move by Jacob South down low. He runs around Mitch Jones. There's the athleticism you're talking about.
Yeah, you just don't see that out of guys that size a whole lot. When you see it, it's not a whole lot.
Kind of reminiscent of Matt Meyer. Eons ago there
yes.
at Linden, the guy who was playing at Eastern Washington.
You bet.
Was a 3-sport guy.
Very
about the same
similar
size as
build to
Jacob.
Jacob.
He helped lead his team to the Florida State title.
Done a great job for Eastern Eagles on the line all scoring.
There's South again. Being feisty, picks the ball off. Seth picks it up off the ground. He is undercut and fouled. And will that send Court Seth to the line?
It should be a one-on-one.
First personal foul, 17 foul.
Good hustle by Court going to the ball. Definitely a foul on the board.
Stems going to the line, shooting 1-1.
So Semp will head to the line. That's the first foul on Trig DeBoer.
This will be Semp's first attempt in the game. He hasn't shot from the field yet. First time to the line tonight. So Court's usually a pretty good free throw shooter. So we should see some good results here. Oh, goodness.
Rattles around, doesn't go home. Rebound, Karams to the board. Trig will bring it up the floor for Stanwood. Anacortes wants the press. Trying to set up that trap. Stanwood passes out of it now with 3:15 left in the quarter. Anacortes leads 31-19. Pretty good crowd on hand for the first game of the season. Of course, it's a marquee matchup. Dave. And if you're Anacortes, again, it's nothing really short of that. Not even the state tournament. You've got to bring home hardware if the season's really not a success. 4 to shoot now on the clock. Down low. Oh, blocked away by Jacob South. But they're going to say he got a little bit of a hand there of Matt Vale. And that'll send Vale to the line shooting 2.
It's only Jacobs first, and we should point out that years past, Jacob usually gets into foul trouble in short minutes, and he's just, I think, being in better shape has helped him, and just obviously practicing the game, getting to play the game more and more, and he's just got to the point where he can control himself pretty well, and he's starting to play better defense and keep his hands up. That was a foul.
Well, both free throws are good for Vale. Cuts the lead to 10 for the Seahawks. Anacortes will play next Tuesday against Arlington at home, and then they've got the Tiger Hawk Challenge next Friday. What a move by Lowry in the lane. Ball won't go. Rodriguez picks up the loose ball and puts it back in. Rebound and put back for Evan Rodriguez. He has 8. Anacortes leads by 12. Boer into the front court now. He's going to dribble around a few defenders. No look pass to Jones down low. He knows what to do. Can't get it to go. Rebound that time, though. Kicks to Vale. Vale will put it back in for 2. And again, Stanwood hanging around. Lowry, a little 1-2 step into the lane. That one won't go. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Spartans. And it will be Seahawk basketball.
That's a tough spot to inbound from, too. Luke, they're going to have Tyler Bluen inbound it. Deep down in the corner, there's the future Hawks right behind him there, as you'll see on the film. Thomas Dillon checks in for Jacob South.
Inbound, Stanwood would not correct
Nice
inbounds.
look.
Good look inside, ball's off the mark. Dillon gets the ball, puts it back on the floor, and now swung around again for Bluen. Can he hit another? No, that one off the mark. Rodriguez in the lane, skies for the rebound. Out to Semp, swings it back around to Lowry, a 24-footer. That off the mark. Who will get it now? Jones finally will come down toward the basket. 3 or 4 chances there for the Seahawks. They couldn't get it to go. Stanwood into the front court. On the left side, dribbling into the lane. Nifty move that time by Bickford, and he will go to the line, shooting 2. Drew the contact in.
I think this would be on Evan Rodriguez. Oh, no, they're going to call it on Thomas Dillon. So that'll be his first.
16 foul.
And
Bickford's at the line.
great start for the Seahawks here, Luke, but 10 points, definitely not. Well, now 9, definitely not enough.
Number 22,
We talked about earlier. The team back to 10 down late in the quarter.
Number 5, Garrett Larson.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Bickford didn't start the game, but has provided some nice minutes here off the bench.
Yeah.
He's been consistently attacking the rim and forcing some turnovers.
It's 3 for 3 from the line so far. Hopefully it'll be 3 for 4.
There's 4 for 4. Makes them both. Got all 4 points there from the charity stripe. Anacortes leads 33-25. Minute 45 left in the second quarter. Semp thought he was going to go up that time. Did not. Now he's trapped. Puts the ball out to Beener. Beener looks for his own shot. Rises from the elbow. That won't go. A tough shooting night so far for Beener.
Well, they had, who was it? They had Garrett Larson open down low. Missed, unfortunately.
Ball's loose. Beener puts a shoulder into a Stanwood defender, and that might have caused some confusion. It did.
It did.
Turnover. Ball back to the Seahawks.
Shaka Smart, coaches at Texas, used to be at VCU, and always talking about wreaking havoc on defense. It's kind of what the Hawks were definitely doing there.
Well, Bruin will walk it up into the front court. Neither team has pressed much, Dave.
No, not so far. Seen a little bit out of Stanwood, a little bit out of Anacortes, which is funny because both teams are known for their presses. So.
Rodriguez dribbling into the paint.
Nice
Crosses
cut.
dribble. Beener over to Dillon down low. He loses the handle. Turnover for the Hawks. It'll bounce to number 11 there. Carl DeBoer. Ends up into front court. Stanwood again. Got a whistle away from the ball. It'll be a timeout. Stanwood, and it will be.
I think it's going to be a 30.
The 30, if it's a 30-second timeout. It's a full timeout, so we'll take a break. 42 seconds left in the half. Anacortes leads 33-25. Back after this with more boys basketball. Laying into his team there, kind of a famous, scene if you're familiar with the Anacortes Hoops tradition for the last several decades.
And you know, I'm sure some people see that as like, oh my gosh, the kids love it. They love being challenged. They love they love his competitiveness. They know he cares as much, if not more, than they do. And that's why I think that you see each year, no matter which group is coming through, that they tend to have a good season and want to go out there and compete year to year.
Inbound for Stanwood, just get it in before the 5-second mark. Jones down low, might have drugged his foot. Passes back out to DeBoer for 3. That off the mark. Nice rebound there by Coach Semp. And Anacortes has it. About a second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. See if they hold here for the final shot of the half. Dribbling out the clock now. Maybe they will hold here, Dave.
Yeah, they might work the shot clock down a bit here if they can. Oh,
Rodriguez misses the lay-in, can't get to go. Dillon with the rebound. Nice. And Dillon, that's the Thomas Dillon that you were looking for in the pregame. Rebound and put back. 2 more points for the Seahawks.
Oh, no. That shooter wide open.
Off the mark, rebounded by Rodriguez.
Shoot it. Oh.
Semp will just throw it up there at the last second. That won't go. But the first half of play is over. Anacortes leads 35-25. An exciting start to the season for the Seahawks. We're going to pause here, and when we come back, we'll have the halftime show. We'll get your halftime stats, and we'll put the key adjustments there as we head to the second half. Again, Anacortes leads Stanwood 35-25. Back in 2 minutes with more boys basketball. Commercial.
Welcome to the Rockfish Grill.
The Rockfish Grill specializes in fresh Northwest food, including seafood and pizza prepared in their wood-fired oven. They proudly pour Anacortes ales and lagers, brewed right next door at the Anacortes Brewery. The Rockfish Grill and their companion business, H2O, feature live entertainment every week with local and national acts. The Rockfish Grill, Anacortes Brewery, and H2O, 4th and Commercial in downtown Anacortes.
Did you know that the largest toy store in Skagit County is here in Anacortes? Here at Toy Stories, we have a wide selection of the best toys you can find anywhere.
Wow!
From our large selection of stuffed animals,
Cool!
to our massive Lego kit area.
Alright!
Stop in to check out our brand new RC toy selection, including drones, or pick out a baby shower gift.
Awesome!
Try out a toy, have it wrapped, and walk out all in the same visit.
I love it!
There's something for everybody here at Toy Stories on 9th Street, Anacortes.
The Action Club is a Kiwanis club for adults with disabilities. Every second Saturday of every month, you can head to the Port of Anacortes Web Lockers at Seafarers Way and Q Avenue. Once there, you can recycle your computers, monitors, laptops, tablets, Kindles, portable DVD players, e-readers, and televisions. The money we collect during the e-cycle is used in several ways to benefit community service projects.
Thank you. One large hot and ready classic, please.
That'll be $5.
I left my wallet in the car.
$4.75.
Thank you.
Everyone's got 20 quarters for a large hot and ready classic. Little Caesars, world's easiest way to pizza. Pizza, pizza.
And welcome back to Williams Gymnasium as we look at a few of the highlights from the first half. There were a number of them, Dave, for the Seahawks. They lead by 10, 35-25 at half. Anacortes jumped out to an 8-0 lead thanks to the hot shooting of Tyler Blewin, and they've kind of just kept that margin ever since.
Oh, it's been a heck of a run here for the Hawks in the first half. Stanwood's tried to make a couple runs. They had a 5-0 run at one point, trying to get back in it themselves, but just the Hawks have just been relentless and not allowed that to happen, and eventually got an answer. You see Evan Rodriguez bury a three there. He's buried a couple of those this half already. And DeBoer, the shooter for Stanwood, missing there. Jacob South with a big rebound. So Hawks have looked really good. They've boarded up well. I think they've only given up one offensive rebound to Stanwood, maybe two. And for the most part have closed out on the shooters well. That one there by DeBoer was a pretty good closeout. He's a good shooter. And they clearly aren't closing out on Tyler Blewin, as we can see there. So.
And Blewin leads all scores with 14 points. He has made 4 3-pointers and a couple free throws early on. He's only missed 1 3-pointer, I believe.
Yeah.
And Dave, we kind of highlighted that in the pregame show, was that for as talented as a guy like Jacob South is and a guy like Tristan Lowry is, really one of the glue guys is Tyler Blewin. He can handle the ball up the court. He's a great passer. He's their inbound guy. He's a great shooter. He can take it to the rim. And he's 6 feet tall. He's bigger than he looks. He's a really good basketball player.
Well, and he's stronger than he looks too. I don't know honestly if he hit the weight room or what, but he gets to the hole very easily for someone that looks like him. Most guys that look like him won't go to the hole like he does. He doesn't care. He'll get hammered and go to the free throw line and make them both. And he really works hard at his game, and clearly really works hard at football also, because he got, as a fan, I'm not a coach in football by any means, but as a fan, he was way better this year than last year. And last year he wasn't terrible. Just this year he was phenomenal. I don't know if it's, hey, I'm a senior and I got to show out, for my senior year or what, but he has really been phenomenal for the Seahawks athletic program here the last couple of years. So, and he's the one of those 3 that you mentioned that did not.
And for Stanwood, Dave, they're led by a number of guys. Mitch Jones with 4, Carson Bickford with 4, Carl DeBoer has 6.
Right.
But they've just kind of been a lack of cohesion maybe with the offense. I don't know if it's Anacortes' defense or just some guys shaking off some rust. As you mentioned, Nate Coomer on the bench now with 3 fouls. That seemed to have impacted the Stanwood Spartans early.
No doubt. He is the glue to their defense. So he makes everything go. What surprised me is we haven't seen a lot of that 1-2-2 out of him. That's a very common thing for Stanwood to run, and that's where he causes the trouble. But of course, maybe they don't like running the 1-2-2 with him off the floor, and they've had to take him off twice now with the early 2 foul, or the early foul, and then of course getting the. I was still surprised they didn't take him out when he had 2, but they didn't, thankfully for the Seahawks, and then he got that 3rd. But he's someone I wouldn't discount yet, with it only being halftime. That he will make a difference in the game if you let him. But the Hawks have done a good job of not allowing that to happen. And it was Court Semp or Tyler Blewin, went right at him once he had 2 fouls. Went right at him and got that 3rd foul out of him to get him on the bench. And I'm sure he'll be starting the second half, but if they can get a quick 4th on him, I think that makes Stanwood's defense a lot weaker
So again, Anacortes leads 35-25 at half. We'll take another quick break. We'll be back with the second half. Again, you're watching boys basketball presented by the Anacortes High School Broadcast Club. Back in 2 minutes after this break.
At the Senior College, we believe that learning should never stop. Anacortes Senior College offers lifelong learning opportunities to adults over 50 in a relaxed atmosphere. No test or homework. ASC is ran by volunteers including retired college professors, scientists, artists, business and medical professionals. Fall, winter, and spring courses are held Tuesdays and Thursdays. For more information and registration forms, go to seniorcollege.org.
Behind every great Anacortes club and team, there's an unspoken hero. People that get us our team gear, organize our team dinners, and support us in everything else we need. From every student athlete in AHS, thank you, Saba. for the football team's two-a-day shirts, the volleyball team's warm-up gear, and everything else in between. SABA, the Seahawk Athletic Booster Association.
Each year, thousands of fantastic pictures are taken by yearbook photographers of AHS sporting events, assemblies, performing arts, and more. The best of these photos are now available to you online. Just point your browser to ahs.smugmug.com. You can download digital images or order prints right from your computer or phone with the SmugMug app. How cool is that? Support the rhododendron and your students by using ahs.smugmug.com.
Inside Williams Gymnasium, Luke Taylor alongside Dave Wilder, and Anacortes Seahawks boys lead the Stanwood Spartans 35-25 here as we approach the start of the second half of play. And Dave, during the break, we were talking about what is Stanwood going to do with the Tyler Bloom problem right now. Every time he touches the ball, he's making something good happen for the Seahawks. And Stanwood really hasn't had an answer for number 14 for the Hawks.
They really haven't. I mean, just in general, coaching-wise, any shooter, you should be getting the hand up and closing out. And he still might make some here and there, but he's likely to miss some at some point. Tyler's been wide open on most of these outside shots. Now their concern might be, well, if we close out on him too hard, he's a very good dribble penetrator. Also, maybe they're concerned about him getting to the rack too easy. I'm not quite sure what they're thinking here. It is tough to defend this team because if they do start to focus on Tyler, other guys can take over, and Anacortes is very fortunate to have that opportunity. A lot of teams, you shut down one or even two guys and you kind of have the game under control. Anacortes has a lot of weapons on the offensive end. So I'm sure it's been a challenge all week for Coach Zach Ward trying to prepare for the Seahawks. And then having to play a game already this week too. He probably would have preferred that this was their first game also, just to have as much time to prepare as he could. And then Coach Semp on the opposite end of that, he scouts just about every game in the league. That's why he tries to run afternoon practices. Once the games start, he's traveling all over the place to go see the next opponent and future opponents. He's got a whole scouting schedule for the whole season, so a lot of coaches are looking at him when he shows up in the gym like, why are you here? We'll send you film. He wants his own film and his own thing. So we'll see what Stanwood attempts to do. Seahawks look like they're going to come out in the 2-3 defense once again here to start the second half, here in the half court at least. Luke.
Carl DeBoer will toss in to Trig DeBoer to start the second half. And Trig, one of the bright spots there for Stanwood in the first half. Not a lot of statistics, but did play the entire half. There he turns it over right away.
Nice hand by Court Semp there to disrupt that pass.
And Semp, one of your difference makers, he's been pretty good tonight. And it's really his first extended varsity minutes.
No doubt, yeah. And that's where the summer ball comes in handy, especially for guys like Court, as he puts up the shot and buries it for three. So that summer ball comes in handy for guys like that didn't get varsity minutes the season before to start getting a feel of what it's like in a varsity game.
And that'll be Tristan Lowry's third assist of the game. Of course, the quarterback on the football field, so kind of back where he left off, dishing the ball around. Semp extending the defense now. He forced the turnover on the first possession, then gets the three coming out of it. Anacortes leads by 13. And Anacortes really extending the 2-3 zone here, and they force another turnover as the ball was kicked out of bounds that time by Matt Vale, the big 6'5" post. And so whatever Anacortes talked about at halftime, it's working.
You bet. Yeah, Jacob South did a nice job getting a hand on the ball and knocking it off his leg. Now look at him get him sealed there. Woo! And one. That is amazing body control for a guy that size and just using his strength to his advantage there. Nice job by Jacob South.
Give Semp the assist. And you see South there using the left hand and then putting the ball on the floor, and then going right hand off the glass. The dexterity for the big man. He gets the free throw to go as well. South now has 9 points. Second leading scorer for the Seahawks. They extend the lead to 16 now.
I don't think anyone expected that.
Anacortes trying to run away with it here in the second half. Ball thrown away again. 3 straight possessions, 3 straight turnovers for the Spartans to start the second half. And Dave, it's not as though the Seahawks are doing something new. They're just in the 2-3 zone.
They are, and they do such a good job of taking away the high post and baseline runners. Most teams that play 2-3 struggle with that, but they just work at it constantly, and you can clearly tell that practice has paid off for them.
Inside out game there. Rodriguez to the glass. He is fouled. He puts it in. Anacortes has another chance for a three-point play, and they are starting to run away with this game, Dave. Nice play that time for Evan Rodriguez.
You bet, yeah. Evan is very strong. He's pretty strong both ways, but especially to his right. And once he gets the ball on the floor, if he gets his hip on you, it's kind of over at that point. He's really good around the rim as he misses the free throw.
It'll be a rebound to Mitch Jones. Jones was active there in the second quarter. See if Stanwood can go back inside to him. 2 lay-ins. But again, Anacortes just extending that defense, using a lot of energy to cover these Stanwood offenders. Nowhere to go for Stanwood, Dave.
No, not at all. And just watching Court Semp with his ball pressure. Nice shot.
Coomer there, he needed that. Give the assist, I believe, to Larson. Excuse me, that was Vail.
I'm going to take the time to say that I think Court Semp might be the Nat for the Seahawks here.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Watch out.
Yeah. All unintentional, just part of the game. Just stinks when you're the one on the bottom and Jacob South is falling down on top of you.
Boy, that is a battle you do not want to lose.
But that will be Coomer's 4th.
So Coomer will try to shake it off and add injury to insult. As you said, that'll be his 4th foul.
Let's watch the replay here. He just went up and tried to take the ball from Jacob. They got tied up. Jacob just fell down. And, yeah, you can see the pain on Coomer, like, oh my gosh, 270 whatever it is pounds coming down on me.
There you go. Seahawks have it now. 3rd foul already in the half for the Spartans. 5:40 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Anacortes leads 43-28. Seth over on the right wing, wide open three-pointer. That one's off the mark. Long rebound to Rodriguez. Anacortes has a 5-on-4 here. They want to attack. Bluen sets it back up. Being guarded closely by Trey Austin. Flips the ball across. A little flat shot that time. Won't go. Nice rebound by South. They don't call it over the back. He misses the putback. And finally now Stanwood has the ball back up the floor.
I know the Stanwood fans wanted the over-the-back call, but that really is not over the back. He's just bigger. Another
turnover for the Spartans. And Lowry swings that one from his hip over to an open Bluen. Does he have another one? He does.
Are you kidding me?
Tyler Bluen, Tristan Lowry with the assist. Lowry to Bluen for the touchdown. Anacortes leads 46-28.
Not many guys can make the pass that Tristan Lowry just made across the court there from his hip.
Stanwood trying to keep pace, 3-pointers off the mark. Watch out, Jacob South. I thought he was going to go airborne down there.
Me too.
Look out below. Last touch by the Seahawks.
Peyton Beener checks in for Court Semp here.
And Dave, we touched on it in the first half. I really think one of the keys to this game has been the conditioning of Jacob South. He's been very active.
He's been phenomenal. He's played about 6 minutes in each quarter, and you wouldn't have got that last year or the year before.
Here comes Peyton Beener again, the feisty Peyton Beener. Fair to call Peyton a defensive specialist. I know he's tried to work on his offensive game, but his key contribution this season is going to be on the defensive end, right?
Defense and rebounding, you bet. And so far he's done a good job here defensively. He hasn't really had any opportunities for rebounds yet. Nice steal by Lowry. 5th
turnover now in the second half for the Spartans, but Lowry loses it on the way back. That looked like Bickford who picked his pocket. Little stutter step in the lane. He gets the ball blocked, and now Anacortes has it going the other way. Their bodies colliding there. That's going to be a foul called on Matt Vail.
Yep.
And 3rd or 4th time in this game now, Dave, that Jacob South has stayed high with the rebound, has fought the urge to bring the ball down, and he's drawn the foul every time.
Well, and that's just part of his game that he's improved. You know, he was playing as a freshman on varsity. He had that bad habit that a lot of big guys do of bringing that ball down, and then the little guards get in there and just take it away from you. And he's done a really nice job with that tonight.
Comes Lowry. Gets the ball tipped away from behind. It goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Spartans. Here comes Mitch Jones in.
Yeah, he's in for Vail. Vail just picked up his 3rd before that dead ball. And so he's in foul trouble for the Spartans. So Coach Zach Ward going to have to make some tough decisions here. 2 of his starters in foul trouble. Nice move by Beener.
Beener still can't get it to go. That was a nice runner. Ball tipped out again. Goes to Bluen. He will attack the rain. A little 2-hand finish there. I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot,
right.
But it's going to send Tyler Bluen to the line shooting 2.
And nice job by Beener. Followed his miss and tipped the ball out. Those are the types of things that Coach Semp is expecting from Peyton Beener, just that energy and that hustle.
Boy, Ty Blewin having a ball game with 18 points now. And make no doubt about it, if you didn't know that Tyler Blewin was one of the top players in this conference, you know now.
No doubt.
As he is taking it to the Stanwood Spartans. Anacortes leads 48-28. Anacortes up by 20 points here in the third quarter.
Well, and in my opinion, Luke, Tyler got spurned last year with the all-league stuff. For him to not make even second team all-league last year was just it was a shame. He certainly deserved it. I know they can only take so many guys, but the Whatcom County guys kind of dominated that team there.
In fact, Blewin this year for football was a second team all-conference pick at wide receiver. 2-point basket in there for the Spartans. Could have been a first-teamer on offense there, Dave. As you mentioned during the football season, he was hampered by the fact that Lowry missed the 4 games there, and the stats weren't quite what they should have been. 3-pointer there for Rodriguez as he continues to fill up the stat sheet. And for Stanwood, I just don't think you can trade 2 for 3 at this point.
You definitely cannot. It will not bode well for them. It's going to be out off of Evan Rodriguez there, I believe.
Checking back in for the Seahawks is number 10, Thomas Dillon.
Anacortes leads 51-30, and this second half has been all Anacortes so far, Dave.
Yeah, it's 16-5 so far this quarter.
Wow. Again, as Anacortes led 35-25 at halftime. Stanwood has had 5 turnovers in the quarter. Anacortes has hit some 3-pointers as well. There's a ball inside. That's what Stanwood's looking for, to get inside that 2-3 zone. Ball's loose now. I believe they're going to get Beener with the foul for the Hawks.
The initial part of the play there looked like Beener got it cleanly, but as he continued to go for the ball, I think he got him on the arm a little bit there.
Anacortes coach Brent Semp still coaching his guys on the bench. No let up for them.
Yeah, Coach Semp, if you see him sitting, it's not a good day to be a Seahawk, because that means that things are not going well. He doesn't relax even when they have the lead. So
Bickford inside over to Jones, little pump fake, and in. That'll be Mitch Jones with another basket. Give Carson Bickford the assist, and I believe we've got a Stanwood timeout. It's a 30-second variety, so we'll keep it here with 2:09 to play in the third quarter. Anacortes leads 51-32. And Dave, it's not as though Anacortes or Stanwood's doing something different here in the second half than they did in the first half, but it does seem like Anacortes is the team with the more energy, more will to play hard right now, and I'm not sure why that is. It's not as though Stanwood's going to lay down for it.
Yeah, and you know, I know Stanwood played a game, but it wasn't like it was last night. You know, back-to-back nights, those are tough. But you know, they've had their time. So I'm really surprised to see the lack of energy from Stanwood, because that's not normally Stanwood basketball, even at the youth level. You know, I coach AAU. Their teams at that level are very high energy normally also. So,
well, they used a 28-2 run to take advantage in that Linden game. We'll see if they can pull off a similar stunt tonight. Lowry goes to the rim. He is fouled, and he'll be shooting 2. And for Tristan Lowry, kind of the guy with this senior class, if you had to name a guy. But it's probably nice for him to not have to be the guy anymore. With the emergence of Tyler Blewin, you're seeing the minutes Peyton Beener's getting. Obviously, Jacob South has come ready to play this season. It's got to be nice for Lowry not to have to be the guy every night.
You bet. I mean, I never had to be the guy in any sport I played, so I don't know what it was like. But I don't envision it being
guilty
fun.
as charged.
Right.
Me neither.
But I don't envision it being a fun challenge, to be honest with you. So
to know that you can win the game without having to necessarily be your best.
Yeah.
It's got to take a little weight off the shoulders there of Lowry. Either way, Anacortes leads 52-32, extending the defense again. Beener's all over the place.
After it, Jedlinski too. These guys are. Sam, they are just getting after it right now.
10 to shoot on the shot clock. Ball is still being tipped around. Another turnover now for Stanwood, and you can see the disdain in the Stanwood fans who have traveled well tonight up the old Pioneer Highway, but they are not used to seeing their Spartans get blown out like this.
No, not at all. Or score this few points even at this point in the game.
Again, this is a Stanwood team that lost one game up into the playoffs last year. They lost to, they lost 2 games.
Right.
One to, I believe, Modern Day down in the tournament in California.
Right.
Big California school. Then they lost to Shorecrest in a tournament game there, and that was it until they took on Nathan Hale.
Which no one beat.
Which no one, you're right, no one beat.
Right.
And even in that game, I think they lost to Hale by 19. So to be down by 20 to the Seahawks is not a position they're in very often.
No, and to be down 19 to Hale last year was actually pretty good for most teams.
Well, their season average was, beating teams by sometimes 30 or better.
Right. And
So
we're going to get a foul on Mitch Jones, it looks like here, which will send Thomas Dillon to the, oh no, they called it on Trey Austin, sorry.
Good.
And so that'll send Thomas Dillon to the line. Thomas already has 4 points, first attempt from the line. Maybe he can get a couple more here.
Anacortes leads 52-32, minute left in the third quarter of play. He sinks the first one. Will Dillon be called upon to replace at least some of the minutes from the departed Jesse Keltner? You mentioned Jesse Keltner off to a great start down at Everett Community College.
You bet.
Had a fantastic season last year, the Skagit Valley Herald, the boys player of the year.
All-state.
Impossible to replace, but someone has to fill the minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And Thomas has done a fine job of that off the bench tonight, and giving Jacob South the rest when Coach Semp wants him to take it.
Into the lane now for Stanwood. Again, just jointed on offense. There's Jones, though, again, kind of hanging out around that left side of the lane, and that'll be an assist to Trig DeBoer.
That gives Jones 8, so he's the leading scorer for the Spartans now. Nice take by Peyton. Maybe a foul, but they're not going to call that. So.
By the way, Jones in transition, right hand up off the glass. Mitch Jones bringing his A game tonight.
So
He's got 10.
Sorry, Luke. We got the 1-2-2 coming again here, and that's the type of stuff that we expect from Stanwood as they've went on a little 4-1 run here, which doesn't sound like much, but that's probably their second biggest run of the game at this point. So
sure, and it's been Jones, the big man down low, who's keyed it. One of the few juniors that actually is going to play for Stanwood this season.
Yeah.
Bluen now with 7 to
wow.
shoot. Goes through every defender on the Stanwood team and lays it high off the glass. Tyler Bluen, his first 2-pointer, then almost forces a turnover as time expires here in the third quarter. Anacortes leads 55-36 as we head to the fourth quarter of play. We'll be back after this quick break with more boys basketball presented by the Anacortes High School Broadcast Club. And Dave, looks like we'll actually keep it here during the intermission.
Everybody loves a green lawn, but where does runoff from your lawn end up? Runoff from your lawn winds up in the stormwater system when we get heavy rains. From there, it runs untreated into the Salish Sea.
And we're back live, start of the fourth quarter here inside Williams Gymnasium. Anacortes leads the visiting Stanwood Spartans 55-36. Luke Taylor alongside Dave Wilder. And Dave, Anacortes is really taking control of this game here in the second half as Lowry dribbles into the lane. Back out to Court Semp. Semp played some big minutes tonight. Got the starting nod, the junior. Back over to Tyler Bluen, the player of the game so far. Bluen into the lane, gets airborne.
Oh, they're going to say it was on the ground. Okay. I thought there might have been a travel. It must have been after the foul. Stanwood coaches and fans and players not happy with that.
And you look at the foul situation, 18 fouls now in the half for Stanwood to 1 from Anacortes, and quite a discrepancy there, although it's been some of Stanwood's own doing, Dave. They picked up some cheap fouls. They've got Kumar on the bench. He hasn't been able to be a factor tonight because of foul trouble, and some of it's been his own doing.
Right, no doubt. And the Seahawks have been pretty disciplined. I'm not saying they haven't got away with one or two, but it wouldn't be another 7 fouls. They've stayed very disciplined in their zone defense here tonight, moving their feet well and not getting themselves out of position.
Oh, that'll be a three-pointer from Trey Austin in the corner now as Stanwood trying to find a way to claw back into this game. Jones with the assist.
Yep.
And we'll get a foul called there, I believe against DeBoer.
Yeah,
that was Trig DeBoer.
That'll be his third. Zach Ward really not happy, but they have to call the block there. As an old friend of mine used to say when he coached my son, get him off, ref. He's riding him like Seabiscuit. So when you ride a guy, they got to call the foul.
So Semp hits the first of the 1-and-1. Court Semp now 4 points. I have him unofficially out on the night.
Yep,
couple assists.
1 for 2 from the line so far.
And hasn't really turned the ball over. They're doing a good job bringing the ball up the court.
Looks like Brett Semp is calling the timeout here. Yep, 30.
It'll be a 30-second. We'll keep it here. Anacortes leads 57-39. Dave, looking ahead at the schedule, again, Anacortes is going to take on Arlington on Tuesday. That's a home game.
Yeah.
And then the big one against Burlington, an improved Burlington Edison team under a first-year coach there. That's the Tiger Hawk Challenge. That'll be right here on Anacortes High School Live. You can watch that game. The Tiger Hawk and Chaz Koch coaching the Burlington Edison Tigers, a familiar name, and they're a team that's been improved the last few seasons.
Well, and I saw him this summer, Luke, once Chaz had officially got the job and was able to coach him during the summer, that they will, I think they're going to get the 4 seed out of the conference for the playoffs. I know they don't do it that way exactly, but I think they will be the most improved team in the league by far this year.
They've certainly got some of the athletes. Mitch Jones again down low. Boy, he has been on tonight.
Yeah, he's been kind of the shining light here tonight for the Spartans, at least on the offensive end.
Lewin trying to break the press. Anacortes does it. In the corner to Rodriguez. Had a 3, looked up. Now they go down low to South. Nice find down low. Can't quite hit it. But a good offensive possession for the Seahawks. Just can't come away with the lay-in. Back the other way. It's Jones.
Wow.
For 2. He's fouled as well. Mitch Jones, the big boy, running the floor. The 6'3" junior. And he's got 14 points now. 10 of them here in the second half. As Stanwood has cut the lead to 14.
Yeah, definitely. That's Lowry's 3rd foul. 6:37 left. That should be okay. But Seahawks need to get on a little bit of a run here just to kind of seal the deal tonight. But they're breaking the press. It's just got to get stops on the defensive end now.
Well, now you see the energy from Stanwood. You
Yes.
kind of wonder, where was this a quarter ago?
Right.
As the ball's off the mark there, and Stanwood races now to the loose ball. They've got a chance to cut into the deficit more. Trig DeBoer up the court. 3-pointer, no. Pass it up there. Jones, down in the lane. Off glass, that ball won't go. Rebounded now. Inside, that's 2 more points that time. That was Trey Austin. He's bringing energy off the bench. And all of a sudden, Dave, it's a 12-point game.
Right, and there's almost a turnover for Court Semp there.
Rodriguez for 3. He answers. Evan Rodriguez, his 4th 3-pointer of the game. Tristan Lowry, his 5th assist.
That'll be a timeout by Coach Semp again. He's not happy about that backside, or excuse me, by not getting the post fronted on that last offensive possession for Stanwood. That is part of their 2-3 zone, that the backside will come front the post when the middle has to step out.
So Anacortes answers. They were led by as many as 20, and then a little mini run there for Stanwood to start the 4th quarter, closed it to 57-45, and now Anacortes leads after that 3-pointer. Score is 60-45, and you said it. Not a position Stanwood's in a lot where they trail, but they have experience coming back. They came back down 10 against Linden, used a monster 28-2 run to take control of that game. So they've got the talent, they've got the capability, and I think more importantly, with this Anacortes squad, they've got the experience and they've got the belief that they know they're going to win games.
Right, no doubt. They are going to play till the last whistle for sure, or the buzzer, whatever you want to say. And Coach Zach Ward won't let them play any other way. Like I said, I was really surprised earlier at the lack of energy from this team. He obviously finally got connected with them and got him engaged to the point where they are showing the energy, and the Hawks are helping that a little bit by making some mistakes they haven't made all game. but I'm sure with these couple timeouts now that the message is pretty clear what they need to do to finish it out. So
again, Stanwood beat Anacortes in the same game last year, 59-49.
Right.
And then both those teams, Anacortes and Stanwood, went undefeated in league play when it combined 24-0 in conference play. Backside lob for the alley-oop that time. That'll be Trey Austin again. Thank you on the assist, and Austin helping his team back in. Another steal ball stolen back somehow by Anacortes. Rodriguez in the corner. He's got a three-pointer sized up. No good. Foul away from the ball.
It's going to be on Jacob South. Him and Jones got into a battle for the board there, and Jacob kind of dismissed him to the floor. So,
and who is this Mitch Jones? You look at all the body shapes and sizes, and he's kind of the misfit on the Stanwood team, and all of a sudden he's turned into their best player tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. And watching him in AAU ball as he came up through the youth ranks, and look at this again. He's very strong. He hasn't got much taller. He's about this height in 8th grade, but he's filled out, and going to get a jump ball.
So there's Stanwood wreaking havoc with the press. Not really a full court press, Dave, kind of a half court trap, and it's forcing some turnovers.
And they want you to go sideline so they can get the trap, just like Anacortes would when they set their traps.
Vail down low. I think he moved the feet.
By Lowry there. Lowry flubbed up a bit there and allowed him to get the ball. He shouldn't have been able to get the ball, but once he did, Lowry played him straight up, moved his feet, and did a good job and forced the travel.
Well, Tristan Lowry lost 15 pounds in 2 nights when he was battling that sickness, but he might be the strongest point guard in the state.
No doubt.
The guy who back squats 425 pounds, obviously the football player, goes into the lane there, tried to show some touch, ball's off the mark, last touch by Jacob South. And Dave, you can hear him behind us. The Stanwood faithful have come alive now, 4:44 left in the game, and they trail 60-47.
Yeah. I see Jacob South having a discussion with the referee saying, hey, just do me a favor, look, they're pulling on the back of my jersey, and see if he can influence the call there. It's hard for us to see if that's actually happening because his back was to us. So
DeBoer, that shot off the mark. There's Jones again, another rebound. He's trapped in the lane, gets out, finds an open player. That time to the lane, there's a foul called. It's a charge call. That's going to go against Coomer.
Coomer has a jaw issue here. We got to, that's unfortunate. He is hurt. That was definitely a charge, but with the contact, he's in some serious pain. I'm sure they'll get that taken care of.
We're going to see on the replay here.
Nice job by Jacob South getting over in defensive position. That is definitely a charge. He was in defensive position there.
And it looks as though Coomer's jaw dislocated there.
Yeah.
Terrible injury for Nate Coomer, and that's his 5th foul. As you said, Dave, he's out of the game. One of your keys to the game, and Stanwood will have to go to the rest of the way without him. Just when they were starting to cook up the defensive pressure. They lost Jacob South in the middle. Tristan Lowry finds him. Buckets for South, and Anacortes now back up by 15. That might have been, Dave, the turning point. 3-pointer now is good, though, for Stanwood, as it's Trey Austin who answers back. And Stanwood has closed it to 12. They will not go away.
Trey's having a heck of a game. This is not something we saw against Stanwood the other night.
Rodriguez, his 5th 3-pointer of the game. Lowry now, 7 assists, and it's back and forth. Trey Austin for 3.
Oh, wow.
What's going on here, Dave?
This is unbelievable. Both teams showing what they're capable of.
South the other way. He's fouled by Jones into the lane. Now, Jones is going to argue his case with the officials, but South is on the ground. He appears to have injured an ankle, maybe.
Nope. I think you see on the replay. Nice, good hard foul by Jones.
And South came down awkwardly on that right foot. I believe that's the one he injured during the football season.
Gotcha. Might have felt a little twinge there.
But either way.
That's Jones's 3rd foul.
Anacortes leads 65-53. A 3-point contest broke out there for the last minute.
Right.
We finally been able to catch our breath here. Jacob South at the free throw line. So Stanwood's going to battle Shorecrest in that Wesco 3A. That's going to be the big battle this year down there in their conference.
Shorecrest has a 6'9" kid, Peppel. Can't remember his first name now. Phenomenal basketball player. Has an offer from Old Dominion, a couple other offers. heck of a baseline jumper, and of course just dunks against Anacortes in the Jamboree. First play of the game, just slammed it right home. So.
And some Anacortes fans may be familiar with that Shorecrest squad. They were a 2A team 2 years ago. They won the district tournament.
Yep.
Went all the way to the state title game, I believe.
Yep. And they lost to Clarkston. I believe it was. Clarkston won back-to-back after Pullman had won back-to-back. Right.
So Shorecrest, a very good team down there in that Westco. Anacortes, of course, will battle the usual suspects, the Lindens of the world. And of course, you've got to play the 1A schools as well. You've got to play Linden Christian.
Oh,
they're going to be good
this year, yeah.
And Meridian team that right now is playing in the state championship game tomorrow. Who knows what they're going to bring? They came out of nowhere on the football season.
Right.
I wonder if they'll do the same for basketball this year.
Jones gets another 2 there, Luke. Unreal. Hawks do a good job of breaking the press here, though. Nice kick by Lowry.
Rodriguez again out off the front iron. Bluen comes skying in for the rebound. Who will get called for the foul? Jones will. It looked as though Bluen jumped into Jones, but
yeah, I think his elbow caught Tyler in the head. And let's see if we can see it on the replay here. Tyler hustles for that backside rebound, as you'll see. Watch him clear from behind. Started behind the three-point line, then went in. That's probably going to get called a foul each time.
So it looks like then they changed their mind and they did call it on Tyler Bluen.
Okay, all right.
So it's an 11-point game now with 3 minutes left. Jones again for the rebound, puts it back up. He's on the floor, ball won't go in, rebounded by South. 3 minutes to play. Anacortes leads 66-55. They led by as many as 20 in the third quarter. Court Senf, big basket. It goes. Assist to Lowry. Anacortes back up by 14. Three-pointer on the way for Stanwood off the mark. Bluen tracks down the rebound.
You bet. That's Tyler's responsibility in the 2-3 zone. That rebound is his responsibility. He did a good job of hustling and ended up DeBoer trying to take it away from him, ended up getting the foul.
So I have, Dave, unofficially 13 three-pointers for the Seahawks tonight. 13 made three-pointers.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have the same thing. It's
wow.
official, Luke.
Wow.
It's amazing.
But it's no secret.
No,
it's no secret that
all.
Anacortes is going to shoot three-pointers.
That's why they're always so exciting to watch, because they get after it on defense. They shoot a lot of threes, and they shoot a lot of deep threes that at most teams, kids might get in trouble from their coach for shooting. They get in trouble for not shooting. So Coach Senf makes sure that they are not afraid to shoot the ball from outside for sure.
Would you believe this? Tristan Lowry has 4 points in this game, but his team's up by 15.
Yeah. But he has how many assists? 8, 7, something like that?
There goes Bluen the other way. He's going to lay it high off the glass and in. And that might be the dagger there as Anacortes is up 72-55 with 2:30 left to play. And we'll see if Anacortes can hit 80 tonight. Another turnover.
Lowry, that's at least 3 steals for Lowry. We'll have to see when the official stats come in. But
well, Anacortes burn some clock. That's not
nice
really
look.
in their repertoire. Go down low. Good defense there that time by Jones. Maybe a foul, got away with it.
Right.
But Stanwood's heading the other way, under 2 to play.
Nice job by Lowry stopping ball there.
Austin has been
Here
a hot hand here in the fourth. There goes Bluen again. He's all alone by himself. Tyler will finish at the cup. Anacortes leads 74-55. Down low, there's Jones hanging out on the left post again. He has owned that bit of real estate all night long.
He really has. If we can say one thing negatively about the Seahawks tonight, it's giving up the short corner there on defense.
Rodriguez, another 3 in the corner. That misses everything after a fancy pass from Tristan Lowry. Under 90 seconds to play. Deep three-pointer, Trigg, DeBoer. That's good for 3. So Stanwood will not go quietly into the night.
I may have missed something, but is that his first points of the night, Luke? Is
that's
that what you got?
I have his. That's his first points unofficially from me.
Wow.
He's got a few assists. And now both teams look like they've kind of conceded the game. There's South and Jones. They get mixed up in it. And
good defense by Jones there.
I tell you what, if nothing else, Mitch Jones has come to play tonight.
You bet. And Jacob may have got away with a foul there, too, with his elbow being a little high. You just never know in today's game when a ref is going to call that elbow. So
we'll take a quick break here. A minute left. Anacortes leads 74-60. Back in 30 seconds with more boys basketball.
One large hot and ready classic, please.
That'll be $5.
I left my wallet in the car.
$4.75. Thank you.
Everyone's got 20 quarters for a large hot and ready classic. Little Caesars, world's easiest way to pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
And back here inside Williams Gymnasium, a reminder, next broadcast will be next Friday, December 8th. It'll be the Tiger Hawk Challenge. You won't want to miss that. Tune in to AHS Live. They're also bringing several other events throughout the season. So, again, make sure you check that out at youtube.com/AHS Live. Three-pointer on the way for Stanwood. That's good. That'll be Carl DeBoer.
Sorry, Luke, that's the first one he's hit since the first quarter. He hit a couple in the first quarter, hasn't hit any since.
A little contact there. Anacortes now just trying to dribble out the remainder of the game. They lead 74-63, about 30 seconds left. South down low, back out to Rodriguez. Now Rodriguez into the lane. Over to Blue, and pump fake goes in, draws the contact, no call.
Nice
South
rebound by South.
Gets the board. Now there's 4 Stanwood defenders. Somehow Anacortes pops out with the ball. No, still loose, and Semp has it. Shot clock is turned off, and this will be it for the Seahawks. Rodriguez won't shoot from 3. Anacortes going to dribble out the clock. 10 seconds to play now. Anacortes is going to pick up a big non-league victory here, defeating the Stanwood Spartans, a team that finished 5th at the 3A state tournament last year. Coach Semp is giving out high fives. There's the buzzer. Anacortes wins. Anacortes wins. Final score 74-63 as the home crowd is on their feet to cheer on this one. Dave, what a performance, shooting-wise, defensively, and all around for the Seahawks to kick off the season.
You bet, yeah. You know, Anacortes had a lot of big wins in Coach Semp's tenure, and he may not count this as his biggest win by any means, but it is a big win and a heck of a way for the Hawks to start the season. Yeah,
one to simply not beat the Stanwood Spartans. It just does not happen.
Right.
And Anacortes did so thoroughly tonight by a final score of 74-63. Now we're going to take a quick break here. Dave will tally up our post-game totals. We'll get to Dave's Dandies, the players of the game, and then we'll put a wrap on this one. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the post-game show. Again, final score, Anacortes 74, Stanwood 63. Back in 60 seconds on AHS Live.
Go a few blocks into Old Town Anacortes and you'll find Dad's Diner. With breakfast and lunch served all day, you'll definitely find the perfect meal. All of their food is prepared fresh each day, from the delicious house salad with salmon to the savory BLT. Dad's Diner, open Tuesday through Sunday, is located on Commercial between 9th and 10th Street. Come on down and grab a bite.
Kennelly Keys Music in Anacortes is your one-stop shop for all your musical needs. As a full-service music retailer, Kennelly Keys offers everything from sales and rentals to music lessons and repairs. Whatever you need, Kennelly Keys Music has you covered. Visit our website at KennellyKeysMusic.com, follow us on Facebook, or stop by the store and speak with our knowledgeable staff. And make sure to check out our new music hall. Kennelly Keys Music, located at 1904 Commercial Avenue in Anacortes.
Welcome back to Williams Gymnasium. Victorious Anacortes 74-63 over the Stanwood Spartans, and we're joined now by our player of the game. It is Anacortes senior Tyler Bluen. And Tyler, great way to start the season, I guess.
It sure was. We've been playing them since 4th grade, playing them 3 times a year, back and forth, winning and losing. It feels good to finally get them in the last one. 27 points tonight. You hit 5 3-pointers. You were on early. You were on late. You feel good, I guess? I do feel good. It's a good way to start the season.
Now, the key for you guys, you knew you were going to have to replace a couple players, most notably Jesse Keltner down low.
Yeah.
Has that been a focus for you guys going into the season?
Yeah, we lost a little bit of size because the seniors we lost, they're all over 6'1", 6'2", and that's been like a main focus here in practicing, just getting boards.
Now, where are you more comfortable? Do you like bringing the ball up the court? Would you rather play the shooting guard? Would you rather be coming off the wing, driving to the basket? Is there some place you want to fit in the offense, or you just not really care?
I don't really care. I just go with what coach tells me. So
just whatever.
Yeah.
Defensively, what was key for you guys? I know you had a big run there in the third quarter. You came out of halftime and forced 5 consecutive turnovers. Was that something coach talked about at halftime?
Yeah, not necessarily halftime, but before the game. one of our keys was to force 15-plus turnovers.
So you guys did that tonight, and from here you play Arlington on Tuesday, and then of course, not to look ahead too much, but you got the big Tiger Hawk Challenge.
Yeah.
Goals for this season. Obviously, the goal is to get to the state tournament. You want to win league and all that stuff. Do you guys look at it that way, or do you just take it one game at a time?
Yeah. Before the season, we always set goals, and that's our goal is to state, win league, district champs. But we just take it one game at a time and play hard.
All right, it's your moment to shine. Anything you'd like to say before you leave?
Go Seahawks.
Go Seahawks. All right, thanks, Tyler. That's
Thank
our
you.
player of the game. 27 points tonight as we see some of the replays here. Dave's going to head back in here into the booth as we thanks, Tyler, as we put a bow on this one. And again, Anacortes wins this game. Final score 74-63. And as Dave slides back into the booth, Dave, it was really the third quarter where Anacortes took control. They went out to an 8-0 lead to start the game, but then Stanwood hung around. It was back and forth. But in that third quarter, 5 consecutive turnovers to start the half, and Anacortes really took over the game from there.
They really did. I mean, again, you talked about it, Luke. Getting a 20-point lead on Stanwood is not a common thing. And the Hawks were able to do that by forcing turnovers and then finishing on the offensive end and really pulled away. That third quarter alone, they outscored them 20-11, which is pretty good, first of all, to have 20, but a lot of that 20 was based off of those 5 turnovers right out of the gate, hitting threes. Evan Rodriguez, Tyler Bloom, Court Semp. It was just a heck of a show they put on in the third quarter, offensively and defensively for the Hawks.
Yeah, and Anacortes scored 74 points against a Stanwood team that last season gave up, I believe, 51 points a game overall, 49 points per game in conference play. Again, they took home hardware last year at the 3A state tournament. The plan is for them to do that again. They were undefeated in conference play. They beat Anacortes by 10 last year. It's got to feel good. Tyler mentioned it. Nowadays, you play these guys. It's not you play them out of season. You play them in the summer. You play them when you're kids. You've grown up playing these kids. It's always good to get a quality win against someone who you have some history with.
No doubt. When I coached them in 6th grade, these seniors, their first 2 tournaments, they lost to Stanwood. That was 2 of their 3 losses the whole year, and it was by a combined 2 points in those 2 losses. And then they faced them in the championship game in the Anacortes tournament later in the season and ended up beating them by 10. And that was their favorite win of the year out of the 31 wins they had, was beating Stanwood. So they're not in our conference. They're not even the same classification. But for this group of seniors especially, that's a rivalry to them, and that's a huge win for them. So really happy for the seniors to go out with a win as far as versus Stanwood. Because that'll be the last time they see them, obviously.
So Stanwood will play at Lake Stevens on Tuesday, then at Squalicum on Friday. That should be another interesting game.
Yeah.
And then next Saturday they take on Union from down there, the Vancouver region. Again, another
that's a big game.
Should be some good games for Stanwood to come up. So they've got to get back on their winning ways. They fall to 1-1.
RPI.
Well, and that's the thing. It's kind of weird. Something we're not used to talking about is the records don't really matter as much as the quality of your opponent sometimes. And for both these teams, I think maybe that has something to do with why they want to play each other, obviously to test themselves, but then when they go into the postseason, they actually get ranked by – part of it is the strength of their opponent's schedule.
Right, so even win or lose, like when the Seahawks lost to Stanwood last year, you don't ever want to lose, but it wasn't a bad loss.
Right.
You know, it still helped their RPI. It might hurt Stanwood a little more just because they're a bigger classification, but it isn't going to kill them because Anacortes will be ranked pretty highly, so their strength of schedule will be pretty good for Stanwood also. And then to go and face a 4A team like Union that has been in the state tournament the last couple years and finished pretty high.
Right.
They are setting themselves up to, assuming they can make the state tournament, to be in good shape at that point from an RPI standpoint. Because once you get to state, they seed you based on the RPI as to who your first round opponent is.
So Dave, now it's time for my favorite part of the program, and that is Dave's Standees. Going to be your picks of the game there, and lots of players to choose from. You don't have to choose just one. Of course, Tyler Bloom was our player of the game, but who were some of Dave's Standees tonight?
Well, in addition to Tyler, I really liked what Evan Rodriguez did offensively tonight. Got a couple nice rebounds. Jacob South was huge, but, you know, a big one for me was Thomas Dillon off the bench.
Okay.
When you can give a big guy like Jacob South, a good break, and you come in and there's no drop off.
Right.
It's a different style of play, but there's no drop off as far as defensively. He did his job. He rebounded there. He did his job. Offensively, got 5 points tonight? That's wonderful. If Thomas can average 5 a game all year, he's contributing just as much as they need him to offensively. He came in and made sure that Stanwood still wasn't scoring down low and not getting offensive boards. He was getting the boards, and so I'd like to commend Thomas for his effort tonight, because it's not easy to sit there for 6 minutes straight on the bench and come in and play at that level, especially in your first year of real varsity minutes. He saw the floor, I think, once or twice for a couple minutes last year, and that was about it. So good job for Thomas Dillon.
And obviously, as some of those reserves like Dillon, like Diener, did their job in the camp. They had Anacortes ready to go. They're the scout team. They're the guys that are getting the starters ready to and prepared to play, and they obviously had Anacortes ready to go out of the chute. Mitch Jones for Stanwood, 18 points, had 14 of those in the second half. A lot of lay-ins, big buckets down low. He was battling Jacob South all night. I thought he'd had a heck of a ball game for Stanwood.
He really did, and he's getting a lot of buckets out of that short corner position. We didn't defend it quite as well as we normally do, but he's still got to make the buckets at the end of the day, and that's easier said than done when you're down amongst the trees, because he's fairly tall, but he's just strong. And he's got that scorer's mentality. You can tell when he's around the rim, he's planning on putting the ball in the hoop, which he definitely did tonight. He kept Stanwood in this game. Especially with the guy that we thought would make a difference in a way that we were hoping would happen for the Seahawks, but with Nate Coomer being, benched because of fouls and then eventually fouling out. He did a good job offensively and defensively. I thought Mitch Jones did. He has the strength to somewhat compete with Jacob South, which most guys cannot say at the 2A level especially. But so good job for Mitch Jones tonight.
Court Senf, first start, varsity action, gets eight points all in the second half. Did a good job handling the ball. And Tristan Lowry, the senior, just 4 points, but 7 assists, leading the floor, doing a little bit of everything, drawing fouls, and it's got to be a good sign when Tristan Lowry scores 4 points and you beat Stanwood by a dozen.
You bet.
That's I don't know what you got to be happy if you're Coach Senf.
You have to be, because Tyler's not going to drop 27 or whatever he had every night, and they don't expect him to. Evan Rodriguez is not going to drop 19 every night. They don't expect him to. There's going to be a night where maybe Evan only drops 4 points, but then Lowry drops 19, and that's the great thing about this team, is they have so many weapons. Even if someone has an off night shooting, which Tristan didn't even shoot that much. It's not like he had 4 points on 20 shots or anything. So, he's the point guard now. As he was coming up, it was more like, hey, Tristan's the shooter, good defender. Well, he played great defense tonight, but offensively, his job is to distribute the ball. They used him in the high post a lot tonight. So he had the opportunity if it was there to go to the hoop, but he was finding guys opposite and getting open threes for the team, and coaches are going to love that as they watch that back on film.
So Anacortes picks up their first win of the year. They are undefeated. Again, Stanwood drops to 1-1. They've got a tough schedule coming up. Join us next time. It'll be next Friday, the Tiger Hawk Challenge. Anacortes takes on Burlington. That's on AHS Live broadcast. That'll be a lot of fun. An improved Burlington team. We can't wait to see what Coach Chaz Cox doing there. Again,
well, they were up behind us tonight watching the game. That's what they were doing.
That should be a team that should be fun to watch, that Burlington team as well. As you said, one of your picks probably to get out of here in the district tournament. Anacortes wins 74-63. They led by as many as 20 in this one. And again, they pull away for an 11-point victory. Next broadcast next Friday. We'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Thank the crew. For Dave Wilder, I am Luke Taylor. Hopefully Lou D'Amelio is feeling better. Gets back out next week. And until then, thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys later.
Thanks for being here, Luke. Go Hawks.